Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff Mom Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio. And today we wanted to read a listener mail that we received a while back, which, yes, we do read the listener mail, although I have some concerns about some of the older email addresses. They should all, in theory, come to the same place. But just in case, our email is stuffmediamomstuff@iheartmedia.com. We do read them. We respond. It might take a minute, but we'll get there. We will get there. And it will be a personalized response. But we wanted to read this letter from Taylor that was really well typed out. We really appreciate when people take the time to contact us and provide us with information perhaps we didn't have, or maybe we didn't know, or bring something to our attention that we might have missed. And Taylor wrote in about the Paralympics. So Taylor wrote, I was very happy that you did a two-parter a while back on women in the Olympics. I love sports, and none of my female-led podcasts cover sports. You both have said that you're not interested in sports, so it meant a lot for you to do not one, but two episodes on the Olympics. That being said, you did not think to cover the Paralympics? Because let me tell you, women made history there too. More importantly, disabilities don't disappear. These athletes live with them every day and don't deserve to be erased. I guess if you don't do sports, you may not know what these are. These are the equivalent to the Olympics for people with disabilities. I think one time it was mentioned that links don't make it past the firewall, so I'll give you some facts.
Boom, boom. Yes, and thank you again. For the first time, USA sent more women than men to the Paralympics, and the women won just over 60% of U.S. medals. Woo! According to an article I found on NBC Sports, this is notable because the Paralympics are less gender balanced than the Olympics. Women accounted for 42% of total Paralympic athletes in Tokyo, an increase from the last Olympics. Wheelchair rugby is a mixed event, and Kylie Grimes of Team Great Britain is the first woman to win a gold medal in mixed wheelchair rugby. Wow. This is huge because there's a reason that sport is called murder ball. I have heard it called that. Do you want to talk about sitting volleyball? Well, a lot happened in sitting volleyball, so we're going to talk about it. Yes, Laura Webster played while pregnant with her fourth child. This was her fifth Paralympics and the second Paralympics she played in while pregnant. The only difference was that she told her teammates this time around, and when searching for her name, there was an article on her from AP News.
With the USA's gold medal win in women's sitting volleyball, this meant all volleyball events from the Olympics and Paralympics were swept on the women's side. The U.S. won gold in Olympic indoor volleyball and beach volleyball. I believe that's the first time that's ever happened. Rwanda was the first sub-Saharan team in this sport to compete at the Paralympic level. They never won a set in all that time until this year. Not just one set. Oh no. In a classification match, they beat Japan in straight sets, 3. There's an article on Olympics.com detailing why this is a big deal. I believe it was mentioned that Rwanda was one of the more expansive club systems for the sport. Here's some names to Google. Anastasia Pagonis, Jessica Long, Tatiana McFadden, Oksana Masters, Susana Rodriguez, Paratriathlon, Spain. One Gold is a Doctor was on the cover of Time magazine. You can find the article on Olympics.com.
Baby at the Paralympics, 4-month-old Valentia got special permission to travel to Tokyo as both her parents were competing. Her dad, Grigorias Polycrinidis, hopefully I said that right, was competing in bocce ball, and her mother, Katerina Petroni, is his assistant. They won silver in the BC3 classification. And there's an article in Paralympic.org on this. And this is very U.S. heavy because this is what NBC focused on. And maybe your research will help make it more internationally friendly. Typically they don't. You're doing a great job. Also, you should look up the We the 15 campaign, and this is the biggest human rights campaign ever. The 15 is a reference to there being 15% of people estimated living with disabilities, which is equivalent to 1 billion people. The long video on YouTube for it is great. If you need other suggestions for episode, I suggest Jane Goodall. Because science, obviously a good one. And an update on the U.S. women's national soccer team. Yes, lawsuit against the USSF or FIFA. I don't remember who it's against. There was a recent update, but I didn't really understand it. Winter Olympics and Paralympics are in February. You better believe I'll be watching those as well. Agreed. And thank you so much for bringing this.
Yes.
We did have a discussion that we needed to do this. Not going to lie, it kind of escaped our periphery because we got really busy with other things, which is not an excuse.
Yeah.
But you definitely did a lot of work for us. So thank you, Taylor.
Yes, thank you so much, Taylor. Thanks for sending links. Things to follow up. We definitely want to revisit this and do more research. And I will say lately for something else we're working on, I was researching the ADA and the history of women advocating in the field of disability and women with disabilities. And I will admit that's an area that I did not receive a lot of education in. And I've had to really dig into writings and works and articles. And it's been really, really amazing and enlightening, but it is something that I'm working on. And we do want to talk about more. Absolutely. And I will say, I don't really watch a lot of sports, but I do love sports.
Yeah.
I like playing. I'm very competitive. I mean, I'm also very competitive in video games, but I have a friend who's like, now you're one of my TikTok friends, Samantha. I've got a friend who's a sports friend, and she's always like, here's what you need to watch, and here's who's coming up, and here's who's amazing, and who's doing all this amazing stuff. And I love this. So Taylor, we really, really, really appreciate you sending this message.
Yes.
And we are certainly looking in February where we'll be watching, and we're going to revisit this for sure. In the meantime, listeners, if you have anything you want to send to us, any facts, suggestions, links, you can do so.
Whole episodes. Love it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can email us at stuffmediamomstuff@iheartmedia.com. You can find us on Twitter at momstuffpodcast or on Instagram at stuffmomnevertoldyou. Thanks as always to our super producer, Christina.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff Mom Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.